Last time you had a bit of an eventful night. Came back from the warehouse and, did your things for a little bit. Everyone, spends a blood point, awakens, and begins the night anew. Victor, starting with you first, what are your plans for the night and how are you going about them?
Well, I mean, I got that block party.
That you do. That you do.
So, well, I mean, here's the thing. John was supposed to deliver me some wine.
The delivery will happen. He will bring it to the appropriate place. But, unless he can't show up, so he will not, be attendant to it.
No, because he wanted to be there. That was his thing.
Oh.
He at least wanted to see what was happening.
Well, unfortunately, it's gonna be a party of one then. At least, on the vampire side.
Alright.
So, you have your, single bottle of wine.
Yeah, then I'll go
And,
to the meeting location.
It's gonna be where, Dave and Dave live. There's, just enough space to add in some more people. And, when you get there, there's about, 10 faces there that you hadn't seen before, and they're milling about and talking to people. And, well, you have your single bottle of wine, your friendly personality, and you can definitely go around and, talk to them. Socialize if you want.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself to everybody before calling, like, hey, let's all quiet now so we can talk. But yeah, I'll introduce myself one by one.
Okay, give me a presence socialize roll.
And I can use my status with these people.
Yeah. You can add your status for this.
Socialize. 0 dots. Good to know. So 1 success. That's right, people. Status 2 with the mole people.
Aw, yeah.
Damn.
But you do at least manage to, talk around, get everyone's names, and at least an impression of, whom they are. Some people are just, ones who seem like they're generally concerned about the area and, want to get involved, but a few seem, slightly more involved than others. There's one person named Sarah Bell, who is a, motherly sort of figure. She's known to take care of many of the children who end up down here, who end up running away from home and simply can't make it on the higher levels. You notice that there's someone named Jeffrey Holmes, a nurse practitioner who ended up down here. And from what you gather from other people, they get a few of their drugs from him. While he also does some basic medic work as well, stitching wounds and trying to take care of people as best as he can. You also come across a someone named Jack Dawson, who is here representing a group of Afghan war veterans who stick together in their own little part of the underground.
Glad to see he survived the Titanic.
The thing with random names is you never know when that's going to happen, and oh man, do I feel bad every time. And then of course there's Dave and Dave. Mute Dave you already know well, who basically lives here, and has his entire life as far as you get from everyone else. And Original Dave, who you quickly discover from his conversating that he used to be a city councilman, until a scandal happened.
Of course.
And together, these seem like the most important people in the mole people community around you.
Okay.
But they're all here tonight, and currently they're just having a good little talk, but towards the end of every conversation, they start to ask you, so why are we here?
And at which point, at the end of the last conversation where that comes up, I don't know, ting the wine bottle against something in order to, make a noise, or, hey, everybody, I know you're all wondering why I gathered you here.
Yes!
And before we get too far, I apologize, I had a lot more memorized to say last session. But now I can't really remember everything exactly as well. You rehearse things in your head, and the second time they come out worse.
Want to go for presence expression?
Well, yeah, okay. Status?
Yes, go ahead.
Good, because I only have one dot in expression. Oh, 3 successes. I know why you're all wondering why I asked you here today, and I feel it's time that we come together as a people and thrive in our uniqueness, our ability to withstand the pressures of those that above put down on us down here below. They've kicked us out of their society, but did we die down here? No, we did not. We, in fact, thrived. We have Dave here, exploring the Underrealm. We have this old city down here that I know you guys have figured out a way to take parts from. And TV, electricity. We have a doctor. We look after our kids. We down here thrive. And I feel like we should come together as one in order to not lie by the wayside and you know where I'm going with this.
Right. You start kind of stirring them up, and they form a little rallying cry for you. They seem very genuinely excited, and everyone here, at least, is interested in helping out the community. The more and more you stir them up.
I say that though we may have been relegated to the sewers, the dredge of the above ground, we are not confined to them. As you do know, there is an old Gotham down here. We can rebuild ourselves, make ourselves better than the above ground.
One of the individuals in the crowd kind of notes, that's a dangerous area, though. It's nearly falling apart. There's no way to get water and electricity down there, either.
You say that, but you also have water and electricity here. It can be moved. As
sure,
it is
but that's
moved
because
the
the
city.
lines are already here.
Yes.
We only have to tap it a few feet, but if we wanted it down there, we'd have to go miles. We'd have to dig through things.
And I say it can be accomplished. Look, in old Gotham, we can live like people again. We don't have to look upon one another and see what we've become. We can prove to ourselves that we are the people we once were. When you grew up, you did not imagine this for yourself. We have a society down here. The least we can do for ourselves is to create that society in earnest.
Alright. So, for this, go ahead and roll Presence and Persuasion. Do it at a -2, because you start to get the feeling you might be having to combat inertia of different sorts.
Well, that's good.
From the whispers that you're hearing from the crowd, you sort of get the gather that they've made their home here, and of course they won't want to leave that. But also, as you talk to people, of the mole people, of the homeless, you get the impression that among them is just an inertia of depression keeping them in place.
Well, this is literally a chance roll. The -1 from not having persuasion. Actually, -1 from not having persuasion, the 2 from my status, -2, plus the 1 from my presence. Yeah, it's completely chance.
Well, you can at least stuff a willpower in there and start rolling 3 dice, I guess.
Unfortunately, I need that willpower.
You got 10 of it!
But I haven't built anything back up from the things that I used, except for those couple last time. Huh, I hit the button.
Yeah, what's a few house fires? You did get 1 back for resting.
I hit the button, but nothing
earlier.
happened. You guys aren't seeing anything on your end, are you?
What, in roll 20?
Yeah, I guess I'll just roll flat d10.
Nope, not yet. Might be
Oh,
taking
there it goes. Well, never mind. I failed both of those chance rolls. It
lagged. Well, that's an automatic dramatic failure. I believe, right? Yeah, just not succeeding on chance roll. You could still go ahead and roll that willpower.
Alright, I guess I have to. How many is that?
3 dice.
I guess I'll just type that in because I don't know how to roll just flat willpower in the sheet. There you go.
Alright, so we have 2 successes. They all sort of slowly go quiet, and they're paying a lot of attention to what you say next about what your plan exactly is. They're looking to see what is their first step to trying to even follow through with this.
The first step is that we guard ourselves for the journey ahead. Nothing needs to be done in the immediacy. I'm not asking you for you to rip your lives apart as they are. I'm just saying that we prepare ourselves for a future in which the children that we have down here might have a future indeed. You've heard what I've said. You've seen what I do down here. You know me. Every day I go out there and I try to protect you. You've seen me. I'm not here for anyone's harm. That's basically the sort of wishy-washy throw out there I try to give them.
Right. Well, one of them kind of, in the back, just kind of throws out, well, when you get a plan, we'll hear it out.
Have I not told you?
Everyone is at least on board with this.
Okay. Alright. How about we celebrate this new accord that we've found with each other? And he is going to pop the top of the wine. He is going to bring it back to his mouth and take a big swig himself. And if John was here, I was going to hide it, but since it's just me and these people, he's going to bite his tongue, and he is going to let 5 points of, 4 points of vitae into the wine.
Okay. Roll me, what was it? Wits Composure, yes.
Alright. Only 1 wits, but I've got composure for days. One success.
When you bring it back down off your lips after taking your drink, which, incidentally, you'll want to spend a blood point for actually drinking any of it.
Well, I mean, I'm making the act to look like I'm drinking it.
Well, in that case, you'll want either manipulation subterfuge or the like to, or maybe stamina subterfuge to emulate drinking without actually doing it. Or you could spend the blood point and just be a human. It is rough.
Both of them are basically the same. Go manipulation, subterfuge. What's the worst that happens? I just choke on some wine. Humanizes me, ironically.
Oh, well, vampires end up kind of vomiting it up.
I can't handle my wine. Hey, people love that in a person. Or I succeed.
Alright, you succeed in emulating drinking, and without choking yourself or making a fool of yourself either. How nice. As you bring the bottle back down, though, you notice a female figure standing next to you, putting her finger into it. And you can see the blood on it. And she looks over to you and puts a finger to her lips, and then quietly whispers, "Allies of the night underground."
I'm gonna give her a confused look, but I guess I'll let this go.
She pours her own blood into it as well.
I mean, it seems like it's creating my own adversary, but I kind of need that too, so...
Once done, she takes a few steps backwards towards the shadow she emerged from, and doesn't say a single word else.
Yeah, and I'll pass the bottle along. I guess I'll hand it off to the former nurse practitioner. And then I'll let him pass it along from there.
You pass it along to each and every person. And as they take a drink, they feel energized and excited. And maybe a little bit drunk, maybe. Not off a sip of glass, but off a sip of Vitae.
But does everybody drink?
Everyone drinks, and everyone seems to exhibit the same effects.
Alright, so I'm gonna...
The party begins in earnest, as different people bring out a few different things that they brought themselves. Some extra wine, a few drugs, even a cake of all things, from the nice caretaker Sarah Bell.
Well, just as a note, I'm going to expend 4 points of... Or I'm going to actually remove, I guess, 4 points of willpower from my sheet. To ghoul some specific people.
Ooh, there we go.
So let me just go ahead and... 1, 2, 3, 4. And the settings page, you can set your bonus willpower to negative, by the way.
Oh.
Yep, so now I have a maximum of 4 willpower left. I was a willpower machine before. So yeah, 4. So I'm going to ghoul on the old mother. I can't remember her name all of a sudden. You know, the woman that takes care of the kids.
Right.
The nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, former city councilman. Who am I forgetting? What was the Titanic survivor again?
Jack Dawson.
Yeah, but what did he do?
Afghan war veteran.
Yeah, I'm gonna take mute Dave.
Alright,
Dave and
so
Dave.
Dave 1 and Dave 2.
Yeah, Dave and Dave.
Not Dave. Oh,
Why, did you want Dave?
maybe.
Well, too bad, he's my Dave.
Oh.
These are my people. Now they're literally my people. Now I've got the cop,
Oh.
and I've got 4
Get your own Dave.
mole peoples.
Oh my god, you got so much ghouls. It's going badly.
And go ahead and make me one more present socialize, add your status, and add in a +2.
So plus 4. One success. So 1 success night.
One success means that you have a good time with them down there. you spend some more time talking to them, getting to know them, and just simply forming a stronger relationship with every one of them. And every now and then, you get a catch of a shadow out of your eye. The shadow never says a thing.
My thinking here is I'm creating an adversary because they want part of what I'm building here, but at the same time, I need an adversary to regain my willpower, so it works out both ways, I think.
You're like, I gotta start a fight with someone.
Literally, I mean,
I have to create my enemy.
like I said,
It's perfect vampiric thinking.
basically, yeah, I have to have somebody who wants to rise to my level of power so that I can beat them
In
down
100
again.
years, I'm gonna have something to do. But it's perfect. Okay. But you let it slide. You let them exist.
Yep. I gotta have an adversary. It's the rules of the night.
Alright. In that case, let's pop over to Adam next. Since Adam
Yeah.
is here. Adam, you wake up tonight,
I'm hungry.
and stepping out, the first thing you see is someone directly across from you as you rise. Already in
Wait,
your
in
sanctum,
my oven?
waiting.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
And you see that they carry a spear, and they're covered in wild leathers, and their hair is all frizzy.
Ah, it's you.
Evening there. I've been
Evening.
waiting a little bit.
Yeah, well... It's a bit startling for me to wake up with a stranger in my inner sanctum, but, well,
How much blood do you have?
3.
3. So you're hungry, and someone has awakened you from slumber.
Yeah.
And you didn't quite have a whole night to resolve your condition yet either, did you?
What condition?
Didn't you develop one for hitting humanity, or was that actually everyone else?
No.
No, you resolved
in-
yours by looking
Yeah.
into the void. That's right. Maybe we should make a quick little frenzy check.
Oh god.
Let's see. This is someone in your haven. I'll go ahead and give you a -1. And because you're hungry, but not starving, -3 total, you'll be rolling Resolve plus Composure.
I will spend 1 turn... No, I will spend 2 turns spending willpower to stave off the beast. I think I can do that.
Can you?
To resist frenzy.
Dramatic failure in this, and Beast Desires, choose a new one. If you're already frenzying, you can spend willpower to start trying to resist it, but it's just a straight roll initially to just see if you immediately go crazy.
Okay then. -3.
Oh yeah, a willpower point holds off the beast for a turn. Oh, but you can't spend willpower to resist the frenzy.
Yep. 1 turn equals sorry. 1 bonus dice at the cost of 1 win power, so I think I will spend two turns fighting the beast. If I can.
Okay. What are you going to do in those two rounds? Are you gonna walk away, run, excuse yourself?
No, I'm just going to... I'm not going to flee the scene, I'm going just to try and collect myself.
Okay. So you try to collect yourself, and Yeah, that'll give you an additional +2 to the roll. So now you're only down to -1, spending 2 willpower to start trying to resist it, and go ahead and make your roll.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
That will teach her to intrude on vampire level. Oh no.
Alright. So, you are in frenzy, and your home is in danger from a powerful creature being in it. What do you do?
Well. I don't know. Just let me check one. Let me check something. Damn. First off, do I gain a bit of that?
If it's a dramatic failure, you would. I'm not sure you
No.
dramatically fail.
Ah. Well, I will try to lunge at her with my fangs, snarling with my fangs visible, to fight off the intruders.
Okay. Do you want to, what's the word for, vampiric aura?
Predatory.
Lash out.
Lash out, yes. You want to lash out, don't you?
I don't know.
It would be blood potency plus, whichever beast you're kind of throwing at them.
I don't know.
Which would be,
hey, when the character enters frenzy, she gains a bit. So yeah.
Oh, hey, perfect.
I'm always trying to look up the good side. Yeah, I will try to lash out with what kind of beast? I don't remember. Don't remember the three beasts.
Monstrous, seductive, competitive.
I guess
Competitive would be drawing a line in the sand. Monstrous would just be baring your fangs like you were doing, I believe.
Well, monstrous in that case.
So that'd be blood potency plus strength.
Ouch.
All right. The two of you square off. You hiss and bare your fangs in a monstrous display. And as you stare at her, you feel as if the world behind her drops out. You can hear the screams of the jungle behind her, the howl of monsters, as she sort of leans downwards and takes a predatory, defensive stance at you. You feel cowed and witless in the presence of pure nature.
Oh, damn. In that case, I think I will try to flee the scene.
Okay.
As I've been cowed.
How do you flee? Do you just start running?
Oh, yeah. Try to make for the exit.
Okay, you want to roll some dexterity athletics?
Yep. it's not a chance dice.
I see it.
It's a dice.
Do you want to critically fail that?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and take a beat. As you stir into a protective frenzy, you quickly turn to fear, realizing what you're facing. You start to run, scrambling for the staircase, and you trip and fall straight on your face.
Oh. I'm the worst vampire ever.
The spear-wielding woman is immediately upon you, her foot on your back and the spear at your throat. "I'll wait a minute," is all that she'll say, as she wrestles you to the ground with just her foot and keeps you there. Gain a beat for just being utterly embarrassed and shown up.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, you have celerity too. If you, I think even without it, you run a little faster. So yeah, you might have left a little dent somewhere.
I only run
Oh,
faster if I use blood, and I don't. Well,
They all have like a passive bonus and a blood bonus. So,
the passive bonus is just a bonus to my defense rolls.
but as you wiggle, squirm, and struggle while still enraged, she pulls something out and reaches it down towards you. It smells like blood, and you greedily take it.
Mm.
Go ahead and take a vitae.
Oh.
And as you calm down, you realize that you've eaten something like a fruit, and it's become shriveled, and it looks sort of like a heart. You swear you see it move and beat a little bit before finally sitting still. She lets off of you and goes across your haven towards a little chair where you put Greg before, and sort of sits down and crosses her leg. Well, that's an exciting start to the night. Did you know your boss already sent you a text message? She says as she holds up your phone.
Come on. First you intrude my haven, you throw me into the fist of frenzy, and you go through my phone?
You said you were willing to help me, weren't you?
Yes.
Well,
Really?
this is helping, because it looks like you're going to have a meeting, he says.
Oh.
Let's see, let me read this off. Free
Give
tonight,
me my
come
phone,
explain
please.
what happened. Yes.
Give
And
me
she
my
goes
phone.
ahead and tosses it back to you. You still have that note, don't you?
Yes.
Good.
It's in my pocket.
Well, I know what I need from you. And she'll pull out a simple little music box, and she'll hand it over to you.
What's that?
Starlight is the one who owns that factory, and I have a feeling that you may end up meeting her tonight. I've seen it when I cast your fortune.
Hmm.
I need you to get this into her possession and into her sanctum. I don't know how you would do that, but maybe you have a better idea than I do.
Are you mad? Explain to me what this is.
It's a little toy I had when I was a little girl. It has a great emotional meaning to me,
Okay,
but that makes it all the easier to find if she manages to take it back home with her.
what's the story between you two? There is obviously one.
She kind of turns her head a little bit and goes, "I'd rather not say. Needless to say, we are rivals at the moment over this issue."
I'm taking a great deal of risk for you. The least you can do is give me all the information I will need.
Uh, you could roll presence expression or persuasion to try to convince her to be more open to you. Or you could, oh right, and it would be at a -2 penalty because it is something she does not want to say. One success.
Yeah.
She takes a big sigh and leans back. Well, we're sisters, she says with another sigh.
Ah.
I ended up learning more about the universe, being perhaps just by luck, and she did not. She grew jealous. She sought her own power, and I don't know quite what she wants to do with it. Perhaps she simply seeks to undermine me. Maybe she's gone crazy.
Well, there is power in the blood, in the beast. You can deny that. So you
Maybe,
want me to
but
try
it's
to
time
touch
I
her?
end her, I think.
Ender.
I can't
You will-
stand to see her be the monster she's become. I can't let this go on, and not while she continues to try to disrupt my own plans.
You think of her as a monster? But what are you?
She is compared to what I used to know her as. It's all changed her for the worse.
Did you try to talk to her about it? Now that
We've
you're
exchanged
on...
plenty of heated words before and after. I don't think that part of her's really changed.
Well,
There is one alternative getting this to her, and that's to find someone or something of equal emotional value. And then I could track her from that too.
well,
I don't
tell me
know which
more.
would be easier for you.
Both would be complex. I don't know what my sire... Well, what are you... If my sire is friend with her, if she's her ally, I don't know. I just don't know anything yet. So you're asking a lot of me, but I will try my best.
I hope you'd have a better read on the situation in there than I do. There's no hope that I'll ever get close. I'm not that kind of person anyway. But if
Well,
you've managed to succeed, I can get you the seed of that fruit you ate. It's one of my own devising. That might satisfy your own need for blood. I made it for her once. She doesn't have it anymore.
the circle know to make mandragora plant infused with the blood, so I can make those by my
These
own.
grow with blood.
Yes, but make most well. It's not it make more blood than it demands, so that it needs. So in the end,
This would
it's
require nothing but soil and moonlight.
well, I can handle. Maybe it's interesting. I will try, but what if I try to be honest with her? And what if I give her, well,
I'm
one of the
afraid your
goods?
life might end up in danger. Suddenly you'd be my cohort in this. And she might even try to use you to get at me through some tenuous connection.
Is she a sorceress?
No, and she never was.
Well,
Though there's no doubt she's picked up some sort of blood magic since then.
wonderful. So she might be one of my own. just perfect.
Still,
Do you know at least from which clan she hails? Do you know about clans? I don't think you do.
I've heard the word Deva, and I understand that to be one of your vampiric families.
Yes.
It suits her. She always liked attention.
So I'm against the serpent. Wonderful. Okay. Well, I will try my best. At least I can promise you that.
If it makes you feel any more confident, though, I could do one simple thing for you.
What's that?
She walks up to you and puts her hand on your shoulder, and she hums for a moment and starts making signs with her hands and waving it through the air. She speaks in a language that you can't possibly comprehend, and pulls out a bit of pigment from a pouch at her side. She rolls up the sleeve on your shirt and starts marking runes upon it. When she's done, you feel a sudden invigoration. Each of your physical stats is at +2 for the rest of the night.
Nice! Well, thank you. Do I still give her that note?
Yes.
Very well.
I think that's going to be the context for your visit, if nothing else.
Alright. Well, I'm off my way then. Could you... Well... I don't want to be a bad host, but I think it's time for both of us to leave this place.
You're right. I have business elsewhere. And the two of
Wow.
you take your leave.
There.
And we'll shift quickly over to Nina and see how her night is going.